Hi, welcome to Odd Talks, where we talk about odd things. I'm your host, Odd, and my guests, Cyber Demon 2077 and Fate.
Hi, Dad.
Hello.
Today, we're going to talk about stocks, market, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, GameStop, how that plays in on this role here, and we're going to talk about the new trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong. Let's get started. Let's start with stocks. I understand nothing.
Okay. I mean, I really have no idea about stocks too much, but I think we all understand, or at least have heard what's going on, what happened last week, right?
Yup.
With GameStop, Wall Street bets, hedge funders.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of barely know anything about that whole GameStop ordeal. I just know about the Dogecoin thing on how it fucking was like, you know what? Right after GameStop, they're like, fuck it, Dogecoin, let's go next.
Right?
Dude,
Right?
we had a friend pop into our Discord, and we were just chilling out playing 7 Days to Die, and next thing I know, he's like, invest in Dogecoin, and we're like, ah!
Bro, it's like...
What did he say? He put like a couple grand down, and then he's like,
put-
I think I'm gonna buy a car, and then he like the next day takes his earnings and goes and buys all.
Yeah, no, the motherfucker. So what? Okay, so this is our buddy Numo, right? And this motherfucker, he puts in $1,500 right into the fucking stock market, straight towards Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, Dogecoin, right?
Dogecoin.
Yep.
And he bought it for 4 cents. What was it? He bought it for 3.
No,
He got it when it was
less.
3.
Yeah.
He got it when it was 3 cents, and he was talking about how it was going up, and the second that he starts saying that it's going up, it actually started going up to 10 cents within the hour. Like the dude just made back 200% of his earnings within an hour.
Yup.
And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, dude, it's going up, and you know what? With this money, I'm just gonna go out and pay off my car.
Yeah.
And we're all just sitting there like laughing and stuff, right? And I can't remember who else was laughing with them, but it was him and someone else that had bought into it. Did you buy into it?
I bought
Was it you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it was you. So there goes my foot. Sorry for my foot. My foot's being fucking weird right now. Anyways,
It's all
we
right.
just
Just
scoot down.
kick the table.
But
Yeah, tracking problems.
But fucking when he was going off about that, he just, oh my god.
It was funny. It was
Okay.
just we
Other-
were in the Discord
other-
for like half an hour, like just watching the charts go and watching Doge Moon, because
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
thought it was gonna go to $1 that night, and then it ended up just
It-
crashing. And
But I'm
stabilized
so
on, like,
pissed.
3
I'm
cents.
so
dude.
pissed I wasn't able to buy anything. Dude,
It's
he was like,
it's
dude, buy it
charming.
right now. It's $3. Oh, it's going up to $4. And I'm like, I can't make an account on Robo. Come on, just Robinhood, let me in. And it
Yeah,
wouldn't
so
let me in.
we
I'm
ran
like, what
into
the
an
fuck?
issue
Yes.
with Robinhood
Oh
that
my
night as
God.
well.
Yes.
I
Okay, hold
haven't
on.
even been approved for Robinhood because they have a lawsuit against them right now.
Yeah. Okay. Let's back up. Because we're going at like 50 different directions, and
Yeah, we are.
It's kind of confusing if anyone's watching. They have no idea what's going on, and we have to start with the whole GameStop thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, just go ahead. I let out what I needed to let out, dude. I'm sorry, but I'm still pissed. I missed out on buying a brand new PC, man.
Welcome to
We all did.
cryptocurrency.
Volatile as
crypto.
hell.
Yes, it
Anyway,
is.
so where does
Okay,
this start
go
at?
ahead. Okay, wait. You want me to explain? You didn't do your research?
I did a little bit of research, but names forget. My understanding is there was another company who everybody was trying to go for to try to make GameStop crash, but it ended up not happening that way. That's how I understood.
So, okay, this is I did a little bit of research, and from my understanding is that these billionaires, hedge funders, wait, first of all, now don't take my word for this, but I was trying to figure out what a hedge fund was, and it's like kind of the most confusing thing ever, like trying to read this in like stock terms.
Yep.
But my understanding is like a hedge fund is like another way to invest in. If the market goes up, you make money. If the market goes down, you make money. It's like to eliminate risks, is how I took it. And I could be wrong on that. I could be wrong.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right because
No, it
market
is. That's
goes
what.
down, you don't make money.
No, because no, you do because that's what they did. They did a short. They put a short on GameStop. So basically, from my understanding of what happened is this this big billionaire guy and a couple other of them realized that GameStop is going out of business, going bankrupt, and the stock was progressively going down. So what you do, you put a short in. And what the short does is you basically say, okay, well, I'm going to buy this stock at say, $10 or something.
Okay.
When it goes down to $10. So when it goes to $10, then it buys it, right? And then hold on. I actually have this explanation up because I want to explain this right and not screw it up. So let me pull
Yeah.
this up because it's like the dumbest way you can ever explain this, and you should be able to understand.
Short
Okay,
selling
it's
is
right here.
betting the stock price will go down. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah,
Sounds about right.
yeah. So I'm gonna read this. It might be a little long. It's not that long. It's only a couple paragraphs, but then we can understand what's going on. So this person wrote, I know at least one of my followers doesn't quite understand what is happening in the stock market right now, and that's enough to motivate me to explain it because somewhat of a turning point in world history. First, you need to understand what short trading is. Okay, and that's what I was trying to explain, and I was doing a really bad job at it.
Yep.
So a short is when you borrow a stock from a broker and sell it immediately at its current price. Then you hope the stock price falls such that you can buy a stock back at a lower price and return the shares you borrowed to your broker, but keeping the difference. So basically, these guys were doing that to the GameStop. Or I keep saying GameStop instead of GameStop.
GameStop.
Stock.
Makes me think of like stock, like the cooking.
the picture Numa, but the GameStop. But yeah,
There you
so
go.
that's what these guys were doing. So here's an example. Let's say I want to short XYZ, which has a current price of $10. I borrow one share and sell it immediately at $10. I have $10 now, but I owe my broker the one share I borrowed. Then let's say the price of XYZ drops to $7. I now decide to buy it back my short position and buy one share at $7 and return the one borrowed share to my broker. I made $10 when I sold and only had to pay $7 to buy it back lower, so my profit is the $3 difference. Okay? But now let's say that instead of the XYZ price dropping to $7, it goes up to 15. I still need to return the $1 or the one borrowed share to my broker, except now it's going to cost me a lot more to buy back. If I buy it back at $15 so I can return the borrowed shares, my losses will be the $5 difference between selling at $10 and rebuying at 15. Since the price can rise indefinitely, my potential losses as a short seller are unlimited. At some point, I have to buy it back and return the shares I borrowed. The more the price rises, the bigger my losses. So with that being said, what happened last week, the Redditors on Wall Street Bets kind of realized, as they were watching the market, that this was what was going on. So they rallied up hundreds of people, thousands of people to buy GameStop stock. So as these billionaires and millionaires are shorting and hope as they're like making all this money, right? They pretty much said F you, bought all these stock. And the stock, you have to understand, the stock for GameStop like 6 months ago was like $3. Yes, it's just gonna keep happening. It's just gonna keep happening. GameStop stock, okay?
Yup.
It was like $3. It literally went from like $30 a couple days ago to $400
Okay, that's an insane jump.
because they rallied up everyone on the internet. Like this giant freaking meme turned into like this world movement against the rich elite. And what happened was all these hedge funders went bankrupt. They literally went into debt. Like,
Didn't a few actually take their own lives from that?
yeah. So from what I saw in a couple articles, I think they said 4 of the hedge funders or these millionaires ended up committing suicide because they lost all their money. Because pretty
Yikes.
much like I read above, they are obligated to pay back or buy back those stocks that they shorted, but it doesn't matter. They have to buy them back. So basically, they're just going in the negative and keep going. And what's happening
Yikes.
as well is that the Wall Street Bets and all the GameStop stock holders are refusing to sell.
Jeez. Yeah.
So it's just gonna keep going. Like they're never gonna be able to buy them back until they decide to sell, and it's just not gonna happen. They don't want to because it's like the Joker in the Dark Knight. It's not about the money. It's about making a statement.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's insane. And then what's wait, it just says I'm echoing.
Yeah. I'm not sure from where though.
There's two of me.
Is there really?
No,
Is
that
there?
was a joke.
Oh shit! Don't do that to me.
Maybe it's because
Wow.
I'm talking too loud. But anyway, I think what's crazy about this is, and I want you guys, I want your thoughts on this, is that the media, the exchange companies all realized what was happening, and they turned it into a negative narrative against the Redditors and the people investing in the GameStop stocks to make them look like villains, essentially.
Yeah, weren't they calling them like cyber terrorists?
Yeah.
I remember watching something about this one billionaire crying about the fact that he was losing money because of all these people doing this on some it was some fucking new I can't remember the news station, but he
It
was
was one of the
crying on
business
that
ones. Yeah.
yeah, and he's calling them cyber terrorists.
Yeah.
Everyone on Reddit cyber terrorists attacking the nation's
The rich.
wealth. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
the rich
what?
elite.
Yeah.
The fuck? Excuse me? So are we just not allowed to are we just not allowed to buy stocks? Is that it?
No,
We're
I
not
mean, like,
allowed to buy stocks
if
now?
you're like the regular Joe Schmo, like street kid, and you want to make a few extra dollars, like, no, you can't, because you're taking advantage of the Wall Street rich. That you can't do that. And you have to keep in mind that everything that went down was perfectly legal. Nothing was illegal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, quite literally the only thing it was just a bunch of people buying stocks. That's it. That's
Yep.
how the stock market works. You buy stocks and you sell it at appropriate times. That's it.
Yeah. And what they realized is that this is what the rich people do anyway. They do this on a regular basis with their inside info.
Nah, the whole thing's pretty screwed up.
I mean, it really just shows you how, like, rigged it is for us as, normal citizens,
They're trying to
normal
keep it
people.
It to me it kind of reminds me, like, the way that they're trying to push things is it kind of reminds me of the fucking Egyptian hierarchy, that, like, you're born into what you are and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right? And it's like, yeah, sure, nowadays you might be able to go from poor in a shitty ass house, fucking making what, like, maybe $500 payment on rent, that's it, because the house has to be that crappy.
Yeah.
And then maybe you can move up to a point where you get to spend $5,000 on a house, but that's it. Right? You
Well,
can't really go any higher than that sometimes.
Yeah. And I think what's funny is, like, you remember when we got our $600 stimulus
Yeah,
checks?
Ishtar Caste system. Yep. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, but remember when we got our $600 stimulus checks, and the media and
Yeah.
all these, like, investors were saying it's good, it was enough, and that you should invest it. Remember, there was all these articles where it was like, how you can invest your $600. Well, you know what everyone did? They invested in
They
the
put it right into
stock.
Yeah,
And now
there it
they're
is.
mad. They're mad.
Right into
I mean, like,
Dogecoin.
Yes, and Dogecoin.
Yo,
Oh my gosh, could you imagine if we
quick-
would have known about, like, the whole plan earlier in the week?
Yeah.
Dude, that would have been.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
fuck.
dude, a few people became millionaires overnight.
For sure. For
Easily.
sure.
Easily.
Um,
Dude, because again, $10 to $400 per stock? Fuck.
Right?
Fuck
Yeah.
me, dude.
Yup.
Oh.
What? So for
feel
some
so
reason,
bad.
I didn't look into it, but like the last time I saw Bitcoin's price was at like 8,000, and I swear that was like a year or two ago. We're now at
Yeah.
like 34,000.
What is the current price of Bitcoin? Let me look it up.
It's
Yeah,
34.
I can't believe it's 34.
Ishtar has a point. They said the $1,200 would last people 10 months. It does
Yeah.
not. That barely lasts someone
How?
10 months.
How? There's no
That
way.
barely lasts
You-
a month.
I mean, for food, maybe. For food, if you ration.
$1,300.
Yeah, that's the thing. We live in a
Yeah.
world where like things are we got to pay for everything to be able to live. You know,
Right?
that $1,200 for me, if I didn't spend it on computer parts, that would have for me
course,
been gone in the
naturally.
first week.
Yeah, no, naturally. It's and I think what's even crazier is that like what happened with Robinhood right after this whole thing happened with GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
And then for anyone who doesn't know, Robinhood's just like a stock exchange that's very easy to use. It's very dumbed down. It's super easy to like link your bank account and buy stock and even now cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
And when all this was going down and the exchanges figured out that people were pretty much doing what the big rich guys do, they halted the ability to buy GameStop, AMC, Nokia, and a few other stocks so basically the hedge funders could basically plan and figure out how they were gonna get their money back and manipulate the market to pretty much crash the price so that they could buy it back and not lose as much money. And that's exactly what happened. But that's illegal. You can't
Yep.
do that. You can't manipulate the market like that. That's
And
illegal.
then the night that we actually tried to get onto Robinhood, they purposely shut down the servers.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Because I
yes.
physically could not refresh anything on Robinhood or anything while I was trying to get on, just to fucking get some Dogecoin, just to say fuck it, throw 500 in there, you know, just do that, right? They purposely shut it down so we couldn't do anything.
Yep.
So not only did they stop the sell of stocks for GameStop and all that, they just said fuck it to everyone else and just straight up shut down. That's it.
Yeah,
For
and they
everything that they were
knew-
doing.
They knew that like your regular Joe Schmo that wanted to get involved in this was most likely using Robinhood.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And I found out that, and I don't know if this is true, it's just what I read, is that the hedge funders that were attacked, I think it's what the Citadel or something, Citadel company, I forget, but they backed Robinhood by like 40%, so they give like 40% of some of their profits, I guess, to Robinhood. So that should be a little indication of why they did it, because they were losing money.
Yo,
my
yeah.
foot.
Yeah, no, that's how the market is, okay? You can't just make money perfectly.
Oh.
It's either going to be you're going to get it or you're not going to get it. You can't control nothing. Which
No,
you
I
shouldn't
mean,
be
like-
able to.
No, go ahead.
And
Go
I
ahead,
just
Dave.
also now realized. So remember also how Numo. Actually, no, I think it was you. You gave me the link to Binance, right?
Yeah, Binance.
Yeah, Binance also shut down while I was trying to get in there.
Oh my, yeah, it was like a
Binance did
coordinated
the same
attack.
exact thing as Robinhood, because right after I tried doing Robinhood, it wouldn't let me in. So I was like, you know what? Fuck Robinhood. I'm going over to what Mantis is sending me. And when I went over there, they said, oh, apparently you don't live at the fucking address that's on your thing. And I haven't moved from my address for 19 years. How the fuck am I not in the same house that I haven't moved from in 19 years?
Yeah, and just to give a little bit more into that, so after the GameStop incident happened, another rally of internet was going towards Dogecoin.
Yeah, and that's the one that we're complaining about.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I just wanted to fill the viewers in if they
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
weren't following. So basically, after GameStop on Wall Street Bets, maybe it might have been it was on Wall Street Bets and the Dogecoin Reddit. Everyone was basically saying, let's do what we did to GameStop, but the Dogecoin. So that's when Numo came in the Discord and he's like, buy Dogecoin now. And it skyrocketed up. And instead of holding like the plan,
Yeah.
once it reached 10 cents, those
it
whales that held like millions of Dogecoin probably just went and sold. And then
Yep.
it went down. I think it's at like 2 cents now.
Yeah, it
No,
went way the
it's
fuck
even
down.
less. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Bitcoin's probably still the one you want to
But-
invest in, but even Bitcoin's
Yeah.
going down.
Yeah, and then on the same topic of the whole Robinhood and limiting our buys, that day when it was happening, that overnight, because cryptocurrency, the thing with cryptocurrency, there's like no market time. So with your regular stocks, they're open from 9:30 to 4 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
I believe,
Yeah,
is when
sounds
you can
about
buy
right,
the
yeah.
stocks. But cryptocurrencies, you can pretty much buy at any time. So Robinhood was like, well, we know we can do that. We know that our users can buy crypto at any time, so let's just prevent it from actually happening and then limiting it. Which is it's just absurd. They knew that regular people were just making bank and they didn't want it to happen.
And
I mean, that should be a huge freaking eye opener to like everyone of like what's actually happening. Like I keep saying, like Cyberpunk 2077 came out this year. It wasn't supposed to be a prediction for the year. Like the way
It wasn't supposed to be a fucking prediction, dude.
Like that's not how it was supposed to happen.
And that's the good version. Like that's where people are like cybernetically like enhanced and shit, and they can actually do something. Us, we're like, we're still meat suits, bro. We can't do anything.
Yeah.
Like if we're gonna live in a cyberpunk dystopia, give me my arm, give me my eyes. Let me do something fun with it at least. Let me go to a Ripper Dog.
Oh, speaking of
otherwise
Cyberpunk,
it just sucks.
I don't want to go off of the topic of stocks. We'll go back. They released a new update.
Yeah, they did.
Big update. Did it?
Yeah, it was like 7 gigs or something.
What did it bring? What did it bring back to the game?
It fixed a lot of like the bugs with some of the missions and Delmain, like one of the driver missions from like glitching on the screen, and it fixed the memory issues so you get better performance. But it honestly, like from playing the pre 1.1 and then post 1.1, it really did help with frames. Like it really, really did. I would get average 40 to 50 frames per second, and I have a 3090. And then after the update, I got almost 80.
Damn.
Like 60 to 80 consistently now. So they're doing work. So
No, yeah, they are.
Yeah, no, in all honesty, so my buddy hyped me up for it like a month before it fucking released, and I put that shit on my wish list, right? And I was like, this sounds like such a good fucking game. It sounds like one of those MMO type games that I can really fucking get into, right? And then out of butt fuck nowhere, all these fucking bugs and fucking glitches and shit right on release, and I'm like, you just fucking killed my first impression. Holy shit. And I'm not gonna lie. Ever since the very first day that I got it and played it for 2 hours, I haven't fucking touched it again. My brother, the only reason why I still have it right now is because my brother loved the fucking game, and he played 10 straight hours of that fucking game. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep the game so that then he can keep on family sharing, and that's the only fucking reason why I kept it.
Damn, that's nice of you.
Yeah, that is very
I
nice.
got 100 hours in like the first like 4 days.
Dude, I just...
That's not even...
I don't know. I just couldn't, because it's like, I understand it seems like a great game, especially, you know, without the bugs. Like, if the bugs were aside on that first day, I would have been totally fucking in for it. You know, it's like, it felt so nice. Even though it was a single player game, oh, there goes my waist. Even though it was a single player game, I was still all for it. But again, it's like the second I saw all this shit happening and how kind of broken as fuck it was, it's like I don't know.
Just come back to it when the DLC comes. That's probably my best advice.
Yeah, if anything, yeah,
comes.
I might, just a little bit later down the line, I'll probably give it another chance. But right now, I don't see me playing it for a little bit.
Fair.
I mean, I expected the game when it's first released to still have a ton of glitches. I'm just impressed that they would push that off so long, and then on release they still had the number that they had, and people were upset about that. And I'm like, the game is too... It's a new engine. It's running with ray tracing. It's got a bunch of new features. It's like, it's bound to be glitchy.
But, you see, my problem with it was the fact that I learned that they were pushing it back for so many years. They had so much time to fix all this. Like, every time they were about to bring it out, they said, you know what, no, we need to bring it back for another year. Just give us another year and we'll hit it out. And they did that a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, dude, if you had that many times to catch yourself on your mistakes, why the fuck did you let this many go? Why did you let this many get through on the first day?
Yeah,
you know?
And they were pretty small glitches as well. Could have fixed it.
Yeah, they were not. They were not small glitches. Like, fucking, I'll tell you the first cutscene that I started loading up, like, Oh, dude. For some reason, the
Yeah.
whole okay, my head was gone, my arms were gone, and my
Nice.
clothes were gone. But my
Nice.
chest and everything else, including the not safe for work bits, were there. So when I went into the mirror, my character walked in front of the mirror and he's like,
That's
and
why
I'm
there's
like,
so
what
many
the
memes about it.
bro? I'm like, what the hell? I can see my Johnson just right there at the first cutscene of the game. What is this?
Yeah.
Like, dude. Oh.
What were you
just
saying,
don't know,
Mantis?
man.
I'm just agreeing. It's funny as hell. I don't care. I mean, Witcher 3 had some hilarious glitches too on release where Roach would like fly away and like walk on the buildings and stuff. It's just
man.
Roach the horse from Witcher 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the name of the horse?
Yeah. Roach.
I never knew the fucking name of the horse was Roach. The fuck?
Well, that's why in Cyberpunk the little arcade game's named like Roach something. It's a little horse and it's like jumping on.
okay.
Yeah, but anyway,
that
we're
makes
so
sense.
off topic.
Nah.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
okay,
I don't
though.
remember where we at with the stocks.
I'm pretty much talking
we were
about
at-
like the Robinhood blocking cryptocurrency.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, damn. They didn't even allow me to even try to do cryptocurrency. As far as I
yeah,
know right
no,
now, they
they-
still haven't even approved my account, and that's probably because of their lawsuit that they got against them.
Well, yeah, because Robinhood, because what they did was illegal. Two class action lawsuit firms pretty much said we need to fix this. This can't happen. We cannot let this happen.
Ishtar
And they
is
wanna
saying
take
that
it
this
onto
has been
a
going
federal
on with the
level.
market for quite some time as well. Like ever since the
Oh,
market
yeah.
started, which I wouldn't doubt that this is
But-
the kind of shit that goes on in the market.
This is what I said earlier in that it highlighted it for like the normal person to understand this is what's actually been happening and that the free market is not really free and it's rigged against us.
Yep. Yep. I agree with
They've
that.
been doing this for years. They've been manipulating the market for years so that they become rich. I mean, there's pictures of these billionaires during like Occupy Wall Street protests, and they're laughing at everyone. They're laughing. Now you watch MSNBC Business or whatever, and you see some big like businessman billionaire is crying, saying, "Oh, the small people or the citizens are attacking big rich elite people." Like, fuck off! Like, no one cares about you. Like, you probably own like
really
4
don't.
yachts, and you probably. Why don't you do what
Oh,
you told
I'm-
us to do? Why don't you do what you told us to do? Take
Exactly.
coding class and make a few extra bucks. Or you should. They always
How
tell
about
us
you
when,
how about you sell your third and fourth summer house real quick, and maybe
Yeah.
you'll actually be able to keep the second and the first.
or invest
Yeah.
in a small IRA. You should have at least 6 months of funds to last you in case of emergency. Like, people are waking up and actually seeing what's going on in these big rich elite people, and no one cares. And I love it. Just everyone. This is like the first time we're seeing like everyone of every spectrum rallying together to just give a middle finger to like all
Yeah, just
these
fuck
rich
you.
people.
Yep.
Oh, dude, there was this funny ass Instagram fucking video that I saw. It was this one dude who fucking walked up over to, I think it was probably one of his family members or one of his buddies or something. I don't know who he was to this guy, but he fucking walked up to him and he's like, I'm sorry, but why don't you just go ahead and invest in, just go ahead and invest in some stocks real quick, go ahead. And the dude's sitting there, he's like, I lost my fucking job, dude. What the hell? Dude, I'm not even gonna be able to survive now. I don't have a job anymore. And he's like, oh, well, maybe you're gonna have to sell your second summer house. Maybe you'll finally be able to survive after that.
Oh my
oh,
God,
maybe
yeah.
you'll have to actually go out and be a needed cash register guy. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, go be an Amazon boxer, man.
Yeah.
Go be an Amazon storehouse worker. And he's like, fuck off. And I'm like, dude, this is what you've been fucking telling us for like the past fucking couple months since during the pandemic, for fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
right?
Like,
Yep.
you said fuck you to the fucking little guys during a pandemic, and guess what? Fuck you too.
Yeah, I mean, like a very similar thing apparently happened
interesting.
right before the pandemic occurred, as well. Like all these senators and inside people pretty much said like Amazon, Walmart, and all these big companies were gonna go up because they had information that there was gonna be lockdowns, and they bought all these stock and became rich off it. So
Yeah, and there
Like,
we go. And now they're trying to do it again at the end of the year or the new year, and it's not working out for him because now the little man's got all his stimulus check money. He's going to be like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty fucking sure that all the people that just fucking invested their stocks into the GameStop shit and the fucking Dogecoin shit, I'm pretty fucking sure them
Thanks
combined
for the host.
just got the combined amount of money of all the stimulus checks that they wanted to fucking give out.
well, I saw someone made like $50,000 off the GameStop, and it was a very popular post. And he was like, "I finally can pay for like my sister's treatment and pay off some debt." And I was like, as much as I would have loved to be in with the GameStop stock, like I'm
Right.
glad. Like it's
Yeah.
nice to see some people, to win like that.
We all kind of need it in that way, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, well, thank you for the host.
Well,
we got
and
a
I think
lot of
that's why
hosts
like
today.
a lot of people like cryptocurrency because it's not like, and that's
Yeah,
why.
you
Okay,
can't
here I should say
control
this: Wall Street and all these like big funds and banks hate cryptocurrency. Why do
Yep.
they hate cryptocurrency? Because they can't regulate it.
Yep. They can't
They
do
can't
nothing
put their
about
little
it.
fingers in and manipulate it and do whatever they want. They can't, and it's great. And that's why everyone wants Dogecoin. Actually, Dogecoin started off as a meme coin. Wasn't even supposed to be like a real thing.
Wasn't supposed to be a real thing, which is just
And
kind of
then like every
so.
single year. No, go
So
ahead,
that
Rod.
it brings up a good question. So with Bitcoin, you can do Bitcoin mining to get Bitcoins, right?
Yes.
Well, how
Where do you
even
get
Bitcoin mining?
Dogecoin?
Like,
It's
honestly-
basically so
Go
the
ahead.
way you do Bitcoin mining is in the past that I've known, you have to have a powerful graphics card is what they said, but I've also learned that you just need to have a good computer because the Bitcoin mining is basically complicated math calculations.
Yes.
That you have to sit your computer and your computer's gonna run maximum like there. You can't use your machine when you're Bitcoin mining. So
well, good thing I got
that's
two
what it
PCs now.
does. So I'm not sure what this information they're getting is from, but when you do the Bitcoin mining, it finishes its calculations. You then take those numbers that you get. It's just random ass numbers. It really looks like someone just smacked their hands on the keyboard. It's weird. And you you sell it to someone who will buy that and then give you Bitcoin for that. And then now you have X amount Bitcoin from
Why the
the
fuck
price
would they wanna
of your
buy a bunch
calculation.
of random ass fucking numbers? Digital numbers.
That's the thing of reason why people
I
don't
have
also
no
don't
idea.
like Bitcoin because we don't know what it is. Only the people that are buying it know what it is.
Right? It's like, what the
I
fuck?
don't know.
But
All I know-
That
go
kind of
ahead.
sounds kind of sketchy and scary at the same time because it's
Exactly.
like, dude, what the fuck are you doing when you're Bitcoin mining? Because it's like, again, what the fuck do you need calculations for? And why the fuck does it have to be from a bunch of random random citizens all over the fucking world, just
I mean, it
randomly
might be
fucking
more
turning the
organized.
computer?
It might be. I
I
just don't. I don't think we know enough. Like us three, I don't think we know enough of where. where
Yeah, because to me right now, the way that it just sounds really fucking weird. Because
All
I
I know-
it really, I don't
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
it is.
all I know is like back when the 20 series came out, like
people were
you
Bitcoin
couldn't
mining
find
like
one
crazy.
because people were buying them like candy to make these like Bitcoin mining machines. They had like 50 graphics cards and they would just like mine the hell out of them.
And you know
And I
why
couldn't
they
get a
were
20
doing that,
series
right?
for the longest time.
You know why they were buying all those graphics cards out, right?
Yeah, to
which
mine
is why I know to fucking you made me lose my train of thought, Mantis. No. So the way it works is it's basically efficiency, and the 20 series graphics cards were very efficient on electricity.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's why they bought them, because what was happening when Bitcoin was big, when 20 series came out, or just before, Bitcoin was big. It was like $8,000, and then it went down to $3,000. So it got close to the price of how much it would have cost
Yeah.
for your electricity bill just to
Yeah.
use Bitcoin mining. So
Yeah.
you weren't going to make any money, and that's why these new 20 series came out. They were better on power usage, so they're like, I want that card, and then they made money again, and now here we are. Bitcoin went from, I think it went down to 3 after 8. Now we're at fucking 34, 32. I'm not actually
Yeah,
sure.
because I was there. I was there. It was back in 2017. I think I want to say 2017, 2018. when I first got into Bitcoin. Um, and I want to say it was around like 2,000 some dollars, and then it skyrocketed up to like $10,000, and then it dropped back all the way
Yeah.
down to 3. And for the past years, it's hovering around like 3 to 8, and then all of a sudden,
Yep.
recently, it was like we're just gonna go to 30,000.
Yep, they went insane. And so if you
that's why I'm-
invested in if you
No, go ahead,
invested in
go ahead.
Bitcoin 10 years ago, well, I'm not sure when Bitcoin started, but if you invested in it when it started, oh my God, you would be a trillionaire right now.
Oh yeah, if you held, oh my God, that's like back in 2016 when I got, or 17 when I had Dogecoin. When I first bought, I bought 50,000 some or more Dogecoin. I bought only like $500 investment, money that I shouldn't have invested because I didn't have money. But I was like,
Yep.
I'm gonna buy Dogecoin thinking I could make a quick buck. And this every year around this time, Dogecoin decides to go up, and
Huh.
it went up, and it didn't even go up to a freaking cent. Like it went up to 10 cents this time, but it didn't even go up to cent. I made like a couple grand, but then Bitcoin decided to go up, so I started making more. But then what
Mhm.
happened was one of the big Bitcoin exchanges got hacked, and then I
Oh.
remember I was panicking. I was at school, and the market just died. I mean, you watched it go from like 10 grand to like 4 in like a half an hour. And the only reason why I didn't lose all my money is because Dogecoin, for some reason, there's like this inverse relationship between Bitcoin and Doge, or there was. So like when Bitcoin went down, Doge went up.
Uh-huh.
So Doge was the only thing that I had left that wasn't in the negative. So I sold all my Doge and broke even. If I would have just held on to that because I bought it at like I want to say a third of a penny. Dude, I would have made
Damn.
some nice money. I would have made some nice money.
Yep.
I had to sell. But
Oh
it doesn't
my
beat. It
God.
does not beat when my brother and his friend bought Stellar Lumens XLM. And I remember I'm watching the market. They made over $40,000 in one night. And I remember telling my brother, we were all in a Discord call or on a phone. I was like, you better freaking sell. I said, sell now. If you don't sell, you're screwed. What does he do? He listens to his buddy his buddy says, well, let's just see what happens in the morning. Let's just see what happens. Lost
Oh,
almost
lost it
everything.
all.
Almost everything. I think he did make a profit of like 10 grand, but he had like 40. And if he would just listen to me, he would have had so much more. That's the problem with cryptocurrency though. Like the
Yeah.
market is so volatile. Like
Very
one
volatile.
second it's up 500%, the next it's down 500%. So,
I didn't get to finish what I was asking. So when I was saying something, how to get Bitcoin to make money
Yeah.
off of it, how do you get Dogecoin? Because as
Okay,
of right
so-
now, I don't know.
yeah. So, okay. When I got it, you had to go through the Bitcoin exchanges like Binance. And what you would do is you would buy Bitcoin or fractions of a Bitcoin. Then
Okay.
you would take it through the exchange and exchange your Bitcoin for equivalent of Dogecoin. So that's pretty much what we do. Binance was the one that I used. I know there's other markets because a lot of people back a few years ago would use like Chinese markets.
Mhm.
I never wanted to do that because I always thought it was sketchy, and those were the ones that would always get hacked, and that's what caused that hack or that crash a few years ago.
Yep.
Robinhood was nice enough that you could buy cryptocurrency, and it made it super freaking easy. I mean, like you can't get any easier than just putting in your bank information, going on Robinhood and buying Dogecoin. Binance is a little bit more confusing, or at least it was. I hated it because you had this ledger code where you had to memorize it. And if you lost your ledger code, you lost everything. So,
Yeah.
as if you wanted to buy Bitcoin without Robinhood, I think Binance would be your best bet, but you still have to go through a lengthy verification process, I think.
Yeah. It seems like the process to get into the market right now is kind of a time-consuming process because I started my own IRA here recently, simple IRA, and it's taking its time for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure how that even works. And, that's another good question. Simple IRAs are supposedly non-taxable, but if you do market yourself, it's taxable.
Okay.
supposedly. But at the
I don't
same
know
time, it's
anything
kind
about
of
an
like,
IRA. I'll be the first to
Yeah.
tell
What
you.
the fuck? I don't. In all honesty, I'm still completely fucking lost on what the fuck you're talking about. I don't even know what the fucking IRA is.
basically, a simple IRA is somebody who's going to take your money
I'm
and
gonna
they're going
look
to
it up
go
while
invest
you're
in the
talking.
market. And when they do the investments in the market, in 30 years of you just keep on giving them money out of your paycheck. So you give him like, let's say $3,000 a year to do the market. And in 20, 30 years, he'll come back to you and be like, all right, here you go. Now you can retire with this. And this guy did the marketing thing for 30 years. And now, let's say I invested probably $50,000 in 30 years, more than that, I'm sure. And now
obviously,
he
yeah,
just made
yeah,
me
more than
back
that.
like 5 times that.
Couple
So
100K.
now I can
Yeah, a
retire
couple
from
The
that.
individual retirement
Damn.
account.
Yeah.
But how much would he keep though? Because he has to keep something, right?
For sure. He would probably keep a small percentage of it. And I'm sure and from what I give him per week, he probably takes some of that as well. So he'll probably take like out of the year, probably 500 out of the 3,000 I give him. So, but that just makes it easier for me to not have to learn about the market, and he can figure out in the future. But at the same time, supposedly with this guy, it's non-taxable. So, or at least not as badly.
You can.
Oh, no. Sorry. That's not what it is. So the money that you give to him is non-taxable. You still have to tax it when you get back.
It's like you treat it as a tax deductible, is what I'm
Basically,
saying.
yes.
There's like a whole explanation, but I hate when I hate this
2%,
stuff because
yeah.
I can't. I just don't get it sometimes.
2% out of the whole year collection, or just 2% out of what I give him per week, Ishtar? Also, the chat was dying laughing when Fade left.
Yeah, naturally. You just go limp, and then he reanimates. I love that. It still never gets old. But yeah, you know what I thought was interesting that I saw on the topic of cryptocurrency is that apparently the Ukraine government picked Stellar, the XLM cryptocurrency, and they're going to help develop it into a national digital currency.
Cryptocurrency?
So they're so
Oh.
when I was talking about my brother investing in Stellar Lumens, the XLM when he had $40,000, it's the same one, the same coin that he invested in. Now apparently Ukraine's going to pick it up and actually use it for their own cryptocurrency, for a national digital currency. So that means if you wanted to invest in cryptocurrency, probably Stellar Lumens is probably a pretty stable one to get into.
I mean, that makes sense for
That
sure.
does- yeah.
Get rid of
And
Bitcoin.
I think it's like
it's old school.
I think it's 30 cents right now. I think it's 30 cents. I remember when it was like 10 or something.
Should look into that.
Shit, hold on, I'll be right back.
Goodbye.
Let's just watch him. Yeah, not. Okay, so Ishtar is saying is 2% from the withdrawal once I cash out for the retirement on the simple IRA kind of
okay.
deal.
Yeah, pretty cool. I know I
Yeah.
need to start getting a financial advisor because I need to know what to do with my money.
It's really nice to know. It's really nice to know. You know, a little
Yeah,
bit more
yeah.
controlled. But then you upset them if you just be like, "Oh, hey man, I just bought that," and they're like, "What did you buy?" And you're like, "I bought a new car."
New car. I bought a whole bunch of Dogecoin that went to the moon, and I bought a Honda.
There you go. Yeah, I just bought a bunch of Dogecoin. He's just like, "Oh no." But I need to get with my financial advisor and see if I can even give him more money, because since Robinhood, the money I was going to put in they're not going to take it at this point because of their
They
lawsuits they're
will.
going
I
through.
think you'll start to see them coming back to allowing users to do what they normally do, unless they just get sued to hell and go out of business. But
Yeah.
there's other things. There's what is it? Fidelity, E-Trade, and a couple other stock exchanges that are pretty easy to use. I just
Yeah.
know Robinhood was just like designed to be like, it was like the dummies version of the stock exchanges.
Yeah, and that's
That's what
kind
it
of
was
why I
for.
wanted to mess with it, but unfortunately they decided to play a part as the big boys, and now they're not the big boys anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like to watch that happen was crazy. I mean, I was watching the market all day long, all freaking day long.
Red streak.
I think it was your camera. You know how like when you pull up your camera, like a red line comes up. I think that's what.
Oh,
sometimes
oh!
it
I
does
opened up
that.
my menu. Ah, sorry.
Yeah.
No, shit happens.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway,
Now, I think we talked. Do you think we talked about the stocks enough?
I definitely think we have.
Yeah,
In
no,
crypto?
because it's just all sorts of fucking stupid. And at this
Yeah.
It
point,
really is.
I don't even, no, I don't even know.
I recommend
I don't
just to close this out, to get yourself a financial advisor. Even if you do have a small paycheck, you can still give them some small money, and then in 20 years, when you're getting old and gray and it's time for you to retire, you're gonna get some money.
Right.
Buy
I mean, like,
Doge?
hell, dude, my
Sorry.
my dad, like, fuck, so my dad, he's fucking 60, starting to push into his late 60s, right? He's early 60s, pushing into his late 60s, and even he's telling me, like, he's fucking sitting down, he's talking to me, he's like, I'm getting to that point in life to where it's like, I can feel
Yeah.
myself deteriorating, and I'm not going to be able to start doing actual work anymore. I'm going to have to either sit behind a desk or do light physical work. I can't do any of the heavy lifting shit anymore that will really bring me the money that I'm like, because look, my dad, he was a fucking construction worker, painter. He was fucking pushing into engineering, and now he's fucking all about fucking building robots and shit. Fuck, he even worked for Tesla for one point, building
That's awesome.
batteries.
Damn.
And he's sitting here, he's like, dude, I can feel it. I have all the knowledge now, but it's like I can feel my body deteriorating. I can't do the fucking work anymore. And it doesn't last forever, man. So you really need to start fucking right now planning for your fucking future. Like,
sure.
Again, like fucking Odd says, get yourself some kind of financial advisor. Like, fuck, I'm gonna fucking start looking into that right now for myself, really. And
before we
just try to fucking set that shit up.
Yeah, and before we transition, apparently I read that the whole GameStop fiasco has the potential to completely collapse the economy.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt
Because
it.
these,
With the way
the whole issue with the GameStop stocks and the hedge funders losing billions of dollars, because I think they said they lost 12 billion in total, is that the banks have to like they're backed up or something by banks, and basically the banks will go
Oh,
bankrupt,
shit.
and then the government will have to bail them out, and if the government can't bail them out, then the economy collapses. The economy collapses.
Yeah, another Great Depression. Let's go.
yeah.
2020 is going to be started by gamers on Reddit.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
hell yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, dude. Let's go.
2021.
The last thing I'll say about this is if you want to
Try
fund
not to panic,
cryptocurrency that
if
costs like
anything.
literally nothing, you just want to like say that you have crypto, get Dogecoin because it's hilarious. I still have some. I'm going to hold
Hell
it
yeah.
forever. Get some XLM because that's probably a good long-term investment. But also I want to say we are not Odd, Fade, and myself, CyberDemon 27 are not financial advisors. Invest at your own
Oh,
risk,
no.
and we are not liable for any loss or gain you get. So
Oh yeah, yeah, no, dude.
Just
We're,
this-
we're
just
probably
saying.
we're probably the worst people
Yeah.
to fucking ask about this shit or take any advice. We're just giving you what we know, and if you want to fucking trust us, all right,
Yeah.
sweet, thank you.
we're not
But,
responsible
yeah.
if you lose all your money.
yeah,
just saying.
And if
Just
anything,
saying.
don't put all of your money. Okay, look, the way that I see it, the way that I look at everything here with all the fucking economics bullshit. Put your
Economics.
put money that you are willing to lose. The stuff that
yes.
like think as if you are going to lose it. Like say, all right, well, I'm just gonna throw away $500. I'm never getting that again. Although don't 100% think of it like that. Just be like 90%. Yeah, I'm probably gonna fucking lose this. So here you go, $500 that I can live without. Perfectly
Never
fine,
invest
right?
if you don't have money, like I did back a few years ago. I should not have invested $500 in Dogecoin.
But technically, you should have invested because here you are now.
Yes,
There you go.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. But now let's talk about the topic I think that I really want to talk about because I'm going to get very passionate about it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh.
Oh! Fuck Monkey Gang. It's all about big nuclear lizard. Nuke lizard. Nuke lizard.
Remember, in water, chimps will drown. Okay.
Yeah. No,
So-
dude, Godzilla will kick his ass.
Okay,
He will
we need-
kick his ass.
Before we start, Odd, who do you think's winning? Without
I-
your basic opinion, no analysis, because whatever you read, just who do you think's gonna win?
I do think Godzilla's gonna win, but I do want to vouch for Monkey Boy because I honestly like Monkey Boy a bit more.
How do you
I like him more than
Kong?
Godzilla. I
You know what? No.
love
If anything,
Godzilla too, but I like Kong.
oh yeah, no. Godzilla for the win. But I will admit, the spirit of Harambe will live in Kong no matter what. He will live in Kong.
I honestly thought about that.
Right?
But no, just no. Godzilla,
No, definitely not. You can hope. You can hope, but it ain't happening. Nuke Lizard's gonna get him. Nuke Lizard's gonna get him.
And if Nuke Lizard
there's no
doesn't get him
fucking
in this
way.
movie, I tell you right now, I'm probably gonna be pretty pissed.
I'm gonna be
Right?
really upset.
Because like, dude.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Dude, like, okay, look, I understand, like, the whole lore behind the Titans, right? Like, oh, they lived off of the Earth's radiation from back in the day. That's why they never had to really eat. That's why so many of them were there. But then slowly the radiation died off, all this shit, yada, yada, yada. More of the carnivores showed up, so they fucked over everything else.
Yep.
So, if anything, I think what happened, I don't know, because I haven't really researched too much on fucking Monkey Boy, but I know for a fact that Nuke Lizard, he doesn't need to eat. He lives off the radiation that he either absorbs or creates himself, right?
Yeah.
And then Monkey Boy, fucking Kong, I'm pretty sure he lives off of actual, like, biological matter, right? Like something
he's-
like that.
he's
He has to
literally-
because he's a giant primate. He's a giant primate, and he doesn't have any powers.
Big.
Yeah,
No, he has no
and that's
superpowers.
it. So he has to go off of some form of nutrition other than radiation. So if he does that, then he isn't acclimated to like hard radiation. So if anything, I'm pretty fucking sure Nuke Lizard will nuke the monkey.
Okay, let's
Pretty
break
fucking sure.
it down. Let's break it down, right? Let's
Yep.
break it down. Okay. Godzilla versus Kong.
No. Kong is no. Okay, I understand Kong is smart,
yeah.
but Zilla, he is not stupid T-Rex arm lizard. He
No,
is.
he's not.
He is Nuke Boy. He is
His-
Nuke Boy.
Okay, let's start there. The arm length. Let's compare the arm length of Kong and Godzilla. If you look at them both side by side, Kong has a longer, from body ratio to arm length, Kong wins. He has a longer arm in proportion to his body.
Mhm.
Godzilla does not have baby T-Rex arms. He has
Fuck no.
chunky arms that are good length. And if you watch the movies a couple years ago where he fights Muta, he actually is able to grab the monsters.
Yep.
The one
Mhm.
scene,
and
of
he
how
also has
kills them-
claws.
Yes, and he has big meaty claws.
Yeah. So even if like you're saying, Godzilla, he has these giant arms that are longer than Godzilla's, right?
Yeah.
So if Kong was able to get a hold of Godzilla, then a lot of speculation or a lot of analytics about fucking Godzilla and Kong's fucking fight, they're always saying, oh, well, Kong will be able to fucking grab his ass and hold him out of reach and then beat the shit out of him, right? Well, guess what? Those claws are still there on Godzilla, and his arms, again, they aren't dinky, they aren't close up to his chest. They can be used for combat.
Yep.
So I'm pretty fucking sure he would lacerate Kong's arms with those claws if he tries to hold him back for too long.
Like they were saying that one of the arguments was that because the way that gorillas are built and how much they can carry, in theory, he could pretty much pick up Godzilla. Kong can actually pick up Godzilla. But if you watch how Godzilla fights, do you really think he's just gonna let Kong pick him up?
Oh yeah, no, he has a ranged attack. He has ranged attacks. He
I
doesn't
know.
even let you get close before he starts attacking. Like hell,
So
even
I got a
I'm
quick
pretty
question
sure
on the
even
range
if,
attack. So I noticed today that there was an old movie of Godzilla versus Kong.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
So clearly this is a remake, but in the old movies, did Kong have a weapon?
He did.
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
So
And I
what
think-
was that
Because if
weapon? Was
anything,
it-
I don't remember.
in the old 1980s movies, or was it 1980s or 1990s? Sorry, I'm fucking.
No, I think that one. I, think
I
we're
was
going
born in
way
2001,
back.
so I can't
going way back.
remember.
These are like
Oh,
the-
you guys
the
are going
ones-
like way back to
like
the
this,
original
early
originals.
Japanese Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh,
And
okay, because
yeah,
there is another older movie that was between the 1980s and the 1990s or early 2000s. Again, I'm a 2000s baby, so I can't really fucking exact the fucking date this was fucking, this came out. So there is an old Godzilla movie that I remember watching with my dad, and that Godzilla looked more like a dinosaur, like an actual like T-Rex looking motherfucker.
yeah.
And that one, I know she used her tail a lot. She swiped at buildings and tanks and shit, right?
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure, if anything, Godzilla would also probably use his tail.
Well, you gotta look. I understand that people are saying Kong, is intelligent enough to use his environment as weapons, rocks, trees, like he did in Skull Island.
Right.
But like,
Fucking sniping a helicopter with a tree.
yeah, I know, right? Literally, the helicopter pilot's like, "Oh wow, this giant monkey's throwing a tree at me. I probably should just continue my path." Like, no, but anyway,
Right? No, dude, I don't understand why the motherfucker just sat there. Like, dude, he was just straight up chilling. He's like, all right, we're approaching the target out of fucking nowhere. Tree. He's like, there's a tree coming. Bro, move. What are you doing?
That's the
I get
problem
it.
with movies.
Anyways, continue.
Anyways,
Sorry.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Godzilla or Kong is most likely going to use some sort of weapon, and I think in like some of the teaser trailers, he somehow gets a piece of Godzilla's spike, and like makes. I keep seeing this picture come up. I don't know if it's like legit to the movie or not, but I keep seeing this picture of Kong with a stick, and he has like Godzilla's spike on it, and he's going to use it against him. I get that, okay. But like people are saying, like even Steampunk Kid is like Godzilla's slow as hell. He's really not slow as hell.
No, dude, buildings are non-existent to him.
Okay,
Even if he's
Godzilla-
slow.
Godzilla killed the Muta and King Ghidorah, and they are winged monsters able to fly around him. And what does he do? The Muta comes up behind him, whips him with his tail. Godzilla is a freaking master of combat and battle mechanics. He has that over Kong any day. He's been alive for like over 100 years fighting these giant beasts of monsters. What has Kong been doing? Okay, let's think about what Kong's been doing. Probably eating giant bananas of some sort. What else has he been doing? Fighting monsters of similar caliber, okay? Similar sizes. And what else? Let's
Hell,
not
they're even
forget-
smaller. Hell,
Yeah.
they're even smaller actually. In Kong Skull Island, most of those fucking like the two-legged dino, whatever the fucks, the lizard
with the
motherfuckers.
skull, yeah, the exposed
Yeah,
skull. And
they're smaller than him, and only one of them was as big or bigger than him. And
and
that
he
dude he
struggled.
had problems with.
he struggles with everything. But you got to remember, all Godzilla has to do, is go into a city and find a nice-looking blonde-haired woman, and Kong is done.
Yeah,
he
pretty
will
much.
he will white knight that woman and get so sidetracked, and it's over. Godzilla will just
He's like,
okay,
"Ooh,
go climb the
small
Empire
monkey
State Building
must."
and come.
Yeah, so
Small
that-
monkey must.
That's my problem with Kong in general, because that's his character. He's got to protect the girl, and it's like,
Yeah.
no, just fight. Come on.
You think Godzilla has feelings? No.
Nah, he don't care.
He
just wants
wants
to be the
kill
king.
and survive, and that's it. Kong just wants to survive. Probably, I don't know, lay down or not lay down, but like have a nice.
He wants
little
to smash.
family.
He wants to smash.
He wants to smash.
He wants
like-
to smash.
But-
No,
Everybody
you can't
does.
put it lightly. That bro wants to smash.
Okay, I know I got a little off topic there, but okay, so if we have to decide, who do you think wins in the arm strength? Like, we're gonna just break this down in a couple categories.
Kong.
So, Kong
Kong
is
definitely
probably
wins on that
has
arm
the
strength.
advantage of can use weapons, has opposable thumbs, and can manipulate his environment and his agility to move things by using his arms, right? But I think with Godzilla's combat experience will be able to
I agree with
counter
you,
it.
Laura.
But he's gonna struggle, I think, a little bit in that aspect.
Oh, definitely, because he has to actually hit his target. And if Kong's moving around too fast, then yeah, obviously Godzilla's gonna have a little bit of a hard time
Yeah.
trying to get the motherfucker.
Yeah.
But he will get him. And plus, if anything, so in the Kong, or sorry, not Kong, fucking Godzilla King of Monsters movie, he's fighting those two fucking beasts, right? Both of those two beasts actually had leather, skin, like scales, like
Yeah.
shit that could take probably a shit ton of radiation or burns, right? Like
Yep.
actual like thick hide. While Gorilla, the motherfucker, yeah, sure, it's definitely thicker than our skin, obviously, but
sure.
it's not that much, right? It's not by that
Yeah.
much. And he even has an even softer area along his chest, stomach, and groin areas. While fucking Lizard Boy, he's full on armor, bro.
Yeah,
like,
full
yeah,
on.
sure, he probably
He's a
doesn't
freaking
have those
giant
armored.
tank.
Yeah, he probably doesn't have those armored scales on his fucking front stomach area, but he still has thicker hide,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't get cut as easily. I mean, like, hell, in King of Monsters movie, all those monsters and shit, they had huge ass claws that were getting onto him and stuff. The Hydra, it was biting into Godzilla, and yet you barely saw any actual puncture wounds.
Yep.
So okay, let's see. Let's go in the chat because I'm seeing a lot happen. Laura says they left, but they're from Monkey. Okay, that's fair. I get it. Steampunk says Kong's an absolute unit. Steampunk also says Godzilla's slow. His species went extinct. T-Rex arms, not smart. So, okay.
Kong species also got
Yes.
extinct by smaller beings, and he still has trouble with shit that's smaller than Godzilla.
Okay, let's
there
look
goes my
at
ass.
intelligence. Let's look at intelligence,
Jesus.
okay? If you look at the brain size of Kong and Godzilla, reptile versus monkey, Kong most likely has a bigger brain, especially due to their skull structure, than Godzilla.
Yep.
My tracker keeps going dead. Anyway, but you have to understand, Kong smarter in the ways that he's probably a little bit more intelligence on, like, knows how to use knows how to use trees, knows how to climb and get and hide. But Godzilla is not stupid. Okay, he has intelligence. He is able to figure out flight patterns of the Muta, King Ghidorah. He can learn how they fight, and he adapts very, very quickly. So on the intelligence level, they're probably pretty much even.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kong can understand emotion, is maybe intelligent in that
definitely.
level,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is going to probably
100%.
hurt him. Kong is just or Godzilla is just a ruthless giant thermonuclear lizard who's just ready to step on anyone who comes in his path.
Oh, and we haven't even gotten to the legs, have we?
Yeah, we haven't.
We're
No,
not
we
done
haven't.
yet.
So, intelligence-wise, let's say they're probably equal. I don't think Godzilla is that much less intelligence than Kong.
I mean, hell, he's intelligent enough to leave the humans alone. Because when the humans and shit fight with him, he doesn't even really, like, obviously he doesn't give a fuck about them because, they're just fucking small ants compared to him, really.
Yep.
But he isn't stupid like the Hydra was and fought against them.
Yeah.
Because hell, even after we blew him up with a fucking another, like, oxygen-destroying nuke, the dude, he was like, you know what? Fuck you guys, but you're okay. Because you're not trying to kill me now, and I understand your situation that you want to get rid of this fucking alien motherfucker, just like me. So, I'm going to leave you guys to do your thing. I'm going to go fucking kick this guy's ass real quick.
Yep.
So let's look at the legs, right? Right. Let's look how chonky Godzilla's legs are.
Godzilla
They are
is chonky,
so
though, okay? It would just
thick.
make that clear.
And have
He's
so
so fucking
much
thick. I'm
sheer
10 out of 10
force.
would smash. 10 out of 10 would smash. 10 out of 10. You see those thighs, man? Those thighs can crush that monkey skull. Gone.
Like, if you look how Godzilla's built, he's all freaking legs. Legs, just giant, thick legs. And even I think it's King Ghidorah that he steps on at the
Yeah,
end.
he steps on
and
his chest and
completely
caves it in.
crushes. All Godzilla has to do is just step on him. Just step on him. Just step on Kong and crush him. That's one way he's gonna win. That's one way.
Mm-hmm.
If he can stop, but okay, let's ask this. Do you really think that Godzilla is capable of pinning down Kong with his leg? As much as I
Only
would
if he
love to
wounds him.
see,
If
Yeah.
if anything, I think the best way that he would be able to do it is if he somehow uses his thermonuclear ability to stun Kong, then get him down onto the ground just to stomp on him, just like how he did with the Hydra.
yeah.
That's probably the only way he would be able to do it.
I can't realistically see Godzilla pinning him down though. That's
Oh,
my
no,
only issue with it. There's no way he's
Yeah.
gonna get him like that. I would love to see just Godzilla just be like smash and just squish him. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, fuck you, monkey. We're
But
done.
but no. What was I gonna say? Kong does have very strong legs. He is a silverback gorilla, or well, I guess we could compare him to almost a silverback, right?
We
Yeah,
can
pretty much,
compare
yeah,
him,
no,
but he
yeah,
kind of
easily.
still walks around like a human though. So his legs
Well,
are
yeah, he's a
kind of longer than a silverback. But yeah,
Yeah, they have leg strength, but you're not gonna see Kong crushing Godzilla under his feet. It's just not gonna happen.
And it also, reverting back a little bit to intelligence,
yeah,
Godzilla, he fights to the death.
Yes,
he
he
doesn't
does.
let him leave.
Yeah.
If he finds a hostile organism in his territory, he will hunt that shit down and he will kill it just to
that's
make
true.
sure they never come back to his hunting grounds.
that is
because-
so true. I never thought of that.
and also you also have to remember that Kong, he's fighting to survive because his family was killed, right? And he was
Yeah.
just fighting to survive. He fought when he had to, and then he ran because he knows when he's like. One of the scenes inside Kong Skull Island, when there was too many of those lizard beasts, he said, fuck this shit, and he dipped, and then the humans had to deal with him.
for sure.
So that's what's gonna. I think that's what we might see. Are we gonna see Kong get fatigued?
Oh,
try
definitely,
and run?
because... Yeah, definitely, because you also have to understand that Kong, if he is based off of, nutrition of organic matter instead of radiation, Kong wouldn't be able to last as long in a fight because he's burning calories, while Nuke Lizard, he's running off of radiation.
Yeah,
And he practically generates his own type of radiation, so he actually can not exactly be entirely self-sufficient. Obviously, he still needs to go down beneath the Earth's crust and gain a little bit of that shit back, right, when he's injured.
yep.
But he can definitely survive, or at least prolong a fight until his opponent is fatigued.
Yeah, no, I agree there. And I honestly didn't think about that as far as fighting to survive versus fighting to just kill his opponent. Godzilla is definitely just not going to stop unless another giant villainous monster comes out together and they have to band forces together to kill the monster, which I can honestly see happening. I can see that.
Oh yeah, no, Kong and Godzilla are way too much of like a fucking big, like, they're both considered good guys in their movies, right? So why the fuck would they kill him off? So if anything, I think I do agree with you that at some point in the movie, they might bring along another Titan that might be awakened from their fight. Because you do see them in multiple terrains. Because I remember watching a video, the dude was doing the combat analysis just purely on the trailers of them fighting. And they were definitely fighting in different terrains. So if anything, I think probably at first, this is just my theory, by the way. My theory is that what they might do is they might have Godzilla and Kong fight in one area. Kong might get fatigued and then run just to survive, and then
I could see
Godzilla doing the fight to the death thing, he might follow him to the new terrain, and in that new terrain, they would actually accidentally awaken something.
Yeah, I can honestly see that. I think I think a lot of people would rather see them fight together and not kill one of each other off, because like either way, you're gonna really upset one of the fan groups. Because
and then
they are very big fan groups.
I mean,
Kong
half of our stream here loves Kong, so
exactly, yeah. Half loves Kong. I'm thermo nuke lizard right here.
I mean, I love them both.
But you also have to consider, since they are also both the same, like they both have the same intelligence level, they might also during that like awakening the other motherfucker scene, if they do take him out, they might not even fight each other after that point. They might create a symbiotic relationship. Kind of like how in Godzilla King of Monsters, Mothra and Godzilla had a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the legs. So if we look at it, right, Godzilla has a chunkier legs, the more leg strength. I mean, he carries like, I think in the comics, like he carries like the super Muda or whatever on his back and like throws them. Like he just has more force in those legs than Kong. Kong can use his legs in a more versatile way in scaling buildings, trees in this terrain because he has those thumb like structures on his feet. So we're gonna have to give, I think, the win to Godzilla on the leg portion.
No, definitely, 100%.
But another thing that they have to their arsenal is their jaw strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think what I saw was that Godzilla probably has more sheer force comparative to like the Kong and gorillas. But one thing I have to admit that Kong has over Godzilla is his fangs.
Oh yeah, no, dude, that motherfucker, his canines, they're actually a lot longer than a majority of Godzilla's. No, actually, all of his teeth.
Every single one, yeah.
Yeah, so he would, if anything, if he was to bite Godzilla, because in the movie in Godzilla King of Monsters, the Hydra actually doesn't have teeth as sharp or as long as Kong. So I think that is also the reason why he didn't have any puncture wounds. But if Kong was to bite into Godzilla, I'm pretty sure he would definitely leave a fucking mark. 100%.
Yeah, I think. I mean, we all know that Godzilla's skin is probably extraordinarily tough, but Kong's fangs are so big, so massive that I wonder if he's gonna be able to pull it off and piercing Godzilla.
There's
100% he would, because also if you take physics into account, in the video that we actually all watched, it actually does show that even though Godzilla has a higher
bite strength,
what was it? A higher fucking bite force.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he has a higher bite force, he would. What was it? It would. All of Kong's bite force would be into the tip of those longest fangs.
Yep.
You know, it would all be in one concentrated area, or at least 4. And so then, he would actually be able to do a little bit more damage compared to a spread out kind of bite from Godzilla.
Yep.
So I wonder, like, even if Kong can't pierce the tissue, he'll be able to produce a blunt trauma to it. So even though like his fangs might not go into Godzilla, he's probably gonna fuck up whatever he's biting.
Oh yeah,
to a good extent.
And that's if he doesn't pierce it. That's if. Because
right.
It is probably 100% guaranteed he will pierce it, but it probably won't do as much damage as if he was biting his own kind, obviously.
Yeah, I think so. I think
I'm kind of comparing Godzilla's mouth to kind of like a alligator's mouth.
I was going to bring that
would
up.
be technically bigger.
Yeah.
Because and alligators still can, rip something in half with their teeth. So I don't see a reason why Godzilla's jaw design wouldn't also be able to bite in.
Well, he's gonna be, but his fangs aren't as big. But I think with Godzilla, he has a tear ability. Like he's gonna tear the tissue rather than just chomp on it.
Yeah,
right?
And if anything, it would for example, if you were to, let's say, get a nice long ass cut along your arm or along your stomach, but it wasn't as deep, that's not a serious wound, right? You could just easily stitch that shit up. But if you have, like, let's say a knife, a nice long bladed knife that you make one single small kind of in diameter cut, but it's deep. And it penetrates to where it hits like vital organs, then that's a fucking problem. Right? So I think that's what Kong has over Godzilla. Godzilla would be able to wound Kong, and then Kong would want to kind of flee in a way. But then if Kong gets a good fucking bite in, he might actually be able to get a really good injuring, like, what's it called? A
Just
really
getting-
good, fucking disabling. Sorry, disabling injury.
Yeah.
While Kong would kind of just be like, "Oh fuck, now I got to cut." But you know what? Keep fighting. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yeah. So I have to give it to Kong for the jaw and the,
Oh,
and the teeth.
definitely.
I mean, if he can get the Godzilla's throat and really, get in there and chomp down, I
Oh,
think
yeah,
we
no,
could see
I
Godzilla
think-
being in a little bit of trouble. But I don't think
Oh,
Godzilla is
100%.
gonna let it happen.
Oh no,
I
no, no,
don't.
no, not at all.
But it is definitely a high level threat for Godzilla. Definitely.
The Godzilla has a lot of neck as well in
That is also
Kong's
true.
case. So it's going to be
That is
a
also
lot.
true.
It's probably going to be really hard to figure out how to do any long-lasting damage to his neck.
Yeah.
Or really
And-
any part of his body too, because he actually does have a lot more mass than Kong. And Kong, like, if we're basing it off of like more of a humanoid figure, our bodies are made to be as efficient as possible. You know, they're not meant to
Yep.
be durable. So more or less, all of his vital organs are fairly close to his to the actual top layer of his skin compared to Godzilla. Godzilla, that is a thick motherfucker. He will have a lot of fucking hide and
thick-ass
fat
boy.
and yeah, he has a lot of hide and fat to him. So
Yep.
it's kind of like if you shoot let's say if you shoot a fat person, the bullet has to go through a lot of actual body fat in order to get to the actual organs, compared to if you shoot a anorexic person who the skin like where it's like you barely have to go through anything. And it's, if anything, the bullet's gonna go through the skinny motherfucker. The bullet's gonna be stuck in some part of the
Which can be more dangerous
person.
for him too, by the way.
But
Well,
we're not,
yeah, no,
but
that
Kong's
brings up
not
a
gonna be
good
using
point
bullets.
because, like, if the military is going after Kong, he's obviously more. Well, yeah, no, he is more susceptible to the bullets because back in like when he's climbing this Empire State Building, like a few like World War I planes pretty much kill him.
yeah, little biplanes. Yeah.
So if we take F-18s and like A-10 Warhogs and A1 or what is it AC-130s after Kong, it's gonna hurt him. There's no way it's not.
sure.
There's no way it's
oh
not.
yeah, no, dude. And with Godzilla, dude, those things, it's like
No,
fucking
nothing.
small.
It does
You
nothing.
know, just fucking
It-
slaps on the wrist. That's it.
it's like
because of
fleas.
his hide.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now I didn't even think of it. Like it's Godzilla versus Kong, but it's Kong versus Godzilla in the military now.
Yeah. Yeah, because he
Yeah,
is captured by the military,
yeah,
isn't he?
Yeah, cause yeah, no.
Right? Because I didn't. Right?
Well, no, cause if anything, you have to think, cause for some fucking reason, I cannot remember how Kong Skull Island ended, but I think I remember the military also being slightly on, like, in the end, being on Kong's side and just leaving him be. It's either that or they were underpowered at the time and they said, fuck this, we're leaving.
Yeah, but like even that, like if they just send a nuke, they know Godzilla is just going to absorb the nuclear energy, and
Yeah,
Kong's just going to
exactly.
get obliterated.
Kong's gonna get fucked. Like,
Yeah,
a
he's not
nuke
living
to
that.
Kong will,
Kill
nuke to
him.
Kong
It will
will
kill
fuck
him.
him up. A nuke to Godzilla will empower him.
Yeah, he'll
Yep.
just be like, okay, I'm fine. Thanks for the food. Like I'm going to go sleep
thanks for
now.
the- because they quite literally blow a nuke up in his face in King of Monsters to heal him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, dude.
You know, I remember watching that scene too, and I was like, wait, why did they just blow him up? Why is he fine? Because I didn't know how Godzilla worked. And I was like, wait, what? And I watched it a couple of times, and it's like, I don't understand this. And then someone told me the next day, they're like, no, it's because he gets stronger. And I'm like, oh.
He
right.
absorbs radiation for food. He's purely radiation based.
Yep.
And that brings up like the other thing is that Kong does not have any special abilities besides his intelligence level being
Thank you for
able
the follow.
to use an environment for weapons, whereas Godzilla literally has a thermonuclear reactor inside of him that shoots out blue energy beams that pretty much incinerates everything in its path.
Which, by the
that's how he
way,
kills
in the
Buddha.
last movie was the coolest sounding shit ever.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
dude.
that
Oh my
freaking
God.
sound is the most
my
amazing
God.
thing ever.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I really want to fucking look up that sound just to fucking play it for people, especially those who don't fucking know what it sounds
Right?
like.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
You nut. I'm telling you now, you fucking
That
nut.
build up.
It's
the
if you had a if I hooked that up to my
Like, you
bass
get
system in my
chills.
truck, it
You
would
fucking
be
get
you'd hear
chills.
fucking rattlings like
in the theaters, it like shook the entire room. It was the greatest thing ever.
Oh,
Greatest thing
that's
ever.
when it's the best, dude. That's when it's the best.
Okay. So obviously Godzilla's gonna use it. Will he be able to hit Kong? Because you know Kong's gonna be very agile. And
Well, yeah, no, that's-
frickin'
yeah.
jumping around and doing that. I could see him doing what he did to Muda and grabbing him and just like ripping his jaw open and sending it down his throat. But I did see in the trailer he does try to use it, where
Didn't
Kong jumps
he-
off like a battle destroyer into the water, and that's another problem for Kong.
The water, yeah, that's
The
right.
water.
So they do fight in a water terrain, like in
That's
the
what
ocean.
it looks like in the trailer. That's what it looks like.
So then that is another fucking advantage to Godzilla, because Godzilla mainly lives underwater. Because
Yeah, he can swim.
in Kong Skull Island, it's a hole that he comes out of from the mainland. He doesn't come out of the hole from underwater. Godzilla, he comes out of a water, like, it is straight water. Other than that one small cavern, well, quote unquote small. I say small for Godzilla because, you know,
Yeah.
it's Godzilla. He's
It's
fucking
chunky,
huge.
he might not be able to
but
fit.
to us, obviously, it's a huge ass fucking cavern. But it's just his small hidey cave. He mainly hunts underwater. That is
All he
also
has to
why,
do-
quote unquote, we never saw him.
All Godzilla has to do is grab Kong and pull him down into the ocean, and Kong will drown.
Yeah.
And that's it. It will
Exactly.
be over. It will be over. That's it. And Kong's not going to be able to escape Godzilla's grip. He has a stronger
Nope.
jaw. He's just going to hold him, and he's going to drag him down, and he will drown, and that will be it, and it will be amazing.
And in all honesty, actually, what I think, so in the trailers, so if you say there was a water, so if you say they were fighting in the water, then what I'm thinking is Kong is driven out of his own hunting grounds, right? From Skull Island. He's driven from Skull Island out into Godzilla's hunting ground. That then provokes Godzilla to hunt him down, right?
Yep.
And so probably, like Mantis says, Godzilla would drag him down underwater, but that's what would severely injure Kong, right?
Yeah.
Because I also see in the trailers that they fight underground in a giant open air space, not like where Godzilla's
Whoa.
home is at.
Okay, keep going. I think I've just thought of something. Keep going.
Yeah, because if you actually watch King of Monsters, right? Godzilla King of Monsters, in his cavern, it's just superheated, fucking, again, underwater, and it's kind of small compared to a Titan of Godzilla's size. But if you look at the trailers, it's big enough for both Kong and Godzilla to actually stand and fight in.
Yup.
So what I'm thinking is, again, Godzilla gets provoked, he goes after Kong, drags him down, right? And then he almost drowns him, scares Kong, and then his fight or flight
Instincts.
mechanism kicks in, right?
Instincts.
And so he says, "Fuck this, I'm leaving. This
Yup.
isn't worth it." Right? So somehow he would probably manage to get out of Godzilla's grasp and then fuck off to his own island and then go down underground, and then that's where Godzilla goes underground and we find that fight scene underground.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. Is I'm wondering if it takes place near Skull Island, because
I'm
there
pretty
is
sure it
that
takes
there's that
place-
huge
yeah.
like underground series of tunnels where Kong kind of chills, right?
Yeah, and it's like, I'm pretty fucking
So I wonder
sure.
I wonder
Yeah.
if that's the case. What's bringing Godzilla there? Is it just Kong? Like I really want to
I'm
see.
pretty
this
sure it's
movie.
just Kong. I'm pretty sure it's just Kong. But in the event of Godzilla hunting down Kong, I'm pretty sure, because, like, again, Kong lives in the same area as other Titans.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Well,
they would
wait.
definitely wake something up by going down there.
Wait, because Godzilla is attracted to like disturbances from the other Titans. So is it
Right.
Kong that's causing the disturbance to attract Godzilla, or is it something else and Kong just so happens to be there and say, "Holy crap, thermonuclear lizard must
Ooh,
smash."
wait a minute. No, you just brought up a good idea because, okay, So what might act, because again, they fight in an ocean, and Kong isn't really known to go out into the ocean.
Yeah.
Apes don't swim, right? They don't
he
intentionally
was
go out to
forced
swim
out
unless
there.
they're fucking fishing, right?
Yeah.
And Kong doesn't need to fish. Unless he absolutely fucking needs to. And then at that point, he's not really efficient at it, so he says fuck that and does something else, right? So what I'm thinking is, probably the disturbance you're talking about is what drives Kong away from his own island.
Dude,
And so
I
then
didn't
in the
even think
event of
yeah.
that happening, Kong
He
tries to
moves-
find a new area
Yes.
and accidentally goes through Godzilla's hunting ground. And in that happening, Godzilla says, fuck you, get out of here. And Kong goes to the one place to heal up that he knows is quote unquote safe.
Yeah.
His home, Skull Island. So then Godzilla follows him over there, and then whatever the fuck's drove out Kong will probably fuck both of them up.
Yeah, because I don't think
Yeah.
Kong alone is enough for Godzilla to be like, something's wrong. Because
Exactly.
the Mudas started destroying everything. They started
Right.
emitting their mating calls pretty
The
much.
alpha single,
Yeah.
alpha signal,
Yeah,
signal.
Which
Yeah.
which Godzilla was like, that
Alpha
doesn't sound
singles,
normal. I'm gonna
alpha
go
singles.
investigate.
That doesn't sound normal. I'm just gonna go fuck this guy real quick. Just
And pretty much the same with Mothra and King Ghidorah. They all release a high this frequency that Godzilla picks up and says, "I need to go kill." Pretty much.
yeah, because he's like, no, you're in my fucking, you're my
But
my
Kong
house,
is
bitch.
not
Fuck you.
Kong is not going to do that. There wouldn't be like
If
it's not gonna be
anything,
like,
no,
"Ooh, ooh,
no,
yeah," like he's not
in-
gonna Godzilla's not gonna come to that.
Yeah, and in Skull Island, you actually see that Kong is one of the Titans that the secret fucking foundation was actually monitoring, and they weren't giving any problems until they woke up that Hydra.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if anything, Godzilla would be fine with Kong as long as he didn't go into the hunting ground, and
Yeah.
it's just that, yeah. So it's definitely, it's definitely something else that riles both of them up. It's
Yeah,
definitely
that's what I'm thinking.
100%
Like they're gonna
something
fight
else.
together. I think that's what's gonna happen, and it kind of makes sense now. And if it doesn't, then that's just gonna kind of be. I don't know if it's gonna make sense if it's just Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah,
Because why
right.
is
Because then
Godzilla
it's
there?
just
Why
like,
is Godzilla
yeah,
there?
yeah. Well, no, it's understandable why Godzilla's there because it's an ocean. You know, they fight.
And
in
he
a
just so
watery area.
happens to swim into Skull Island.
Yeah, and it's like no,
Maybe?
Kong 100% goes into Godzilla's hunting ground because of something else.
Because something else. Yeah, that's what I think. I can see that happening. That's fair.
Yeah.
So okay, so we have what do we have? Kong beats him in the jaw. Kong beats him in arm, but Godzilla beats him in
Abilities
his
and
special abilities, his legs, and then
his legs.
his
Probably his
combat
experience. His combat
experience.
combat experience.
So I think
definitely.
I honestly think it is a close fight. I think it's a close fight, but with the combat experience, the special abilities, and just the sheer commitment and will to survive or to literally just kill, I think Godzilla should come up on top.
Oh yeah, 100%. If it's not something else that they're gonna be fighting underground that they fucking wake up or something, whatever. If it's not a third party
Yeah, for sure.
situation, I'm pretty fucking sure Godzilla will kick Kong's ass.
Yeah,
Most movies end up being pretty good with a third party, anyways. I mean, looking at Avengers, or not Avengers, Captain America, Civil War, that one.
yeah,
It was a third party that started all that.
yeah.
100%.
So-
Yeah.
I'm guarantee you, because even when they said in the trailers of Kong versus or Godzilla versus Kong, they were like, "What's provoking Godzilla?" But they didn't say anything about Kong's provoking. Provocation.
Well, David says we did see two dragon-like monsters getting smacked by Kong. I don't.
When was that? Because
No,
if
I
you're
don't
talking
really-
about
he's probably
the
talking
lizard
about the Kong
motherfuckers
movie.
with the skulls, yeah, those guys, they're actually the same size as Kong.
Yeah.
And only the biggest one, the quote-unquote alpha of those species, was bigger, or just as big at least, as Kong. And he had problems with that dude. And Godzilla, he actually theoretically is bigger than Kong. He's supposed to be. Because if you see in the movies, he towers over skyscrapers. But then in the trailers, he's just as tall as the skyscrapers. So either A, we just fucking built bigger towers, or B, for some fucking reason, they scaled down Godzilla.
Well,
what
I did. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna make that an argument. The thing that I don't like about this new movie is the fact that they did definitely scale down Godzilla for this movie, because they also scaled up Kong, because the best scene that I can think of, not for Godzilla as much, but for Kong on his movie, he was standing there with a helicopter in his hand, looking down at the girl.
So
that helicopter is a perfect example of his size, which is still pretty freaking huge, but I don't know exactly a good scale representation for Godzilla.
Godzilla is almost 400 feet tall.
400 feet tall?
Yeah.
So what does that make Kong in his movie?
Okay, so Kong was like a fraction of that in Skull Island, but someone brought up a point that they say in the lore that that Kong was not fully grown. And I guess the theory is that in the time from Skull Island to now, he grew almost 300 feet, pretty much.
Damn. He's been eating
I don't know if he had some monkey roids or what, but
Monkey roids? Fucking monkey roids?
Just get bigger here, boys.
I think what they did was they upscaled. Obviously, they upscaled Kong. Did they bring down Godzilla? I don't know if we can tell from the trailers, but it almost looks like it. It almost looks like
think they did. It really feels like.
Oh yeah, look at that. So 104 feet in the 2017 film Kong Skull Island. Kong is scaled to be 104 feet tall, making it the second biggest incarnation in the series after the 148 feet version from 1962. Then in the newest movie, or in Godzilla's lore, he is 400 feet tall. So he is quite literally 4 times the size of Godzilla in lore.
Kong is?
And for some reason, Godzilla is 4 times the size of Kong in lore.
Okay. Right, all right.
But then in the newest movie that's coming out, apparently they're both the same size, which means they scaled up Kong to 400 feet.
Mm-hmm. And you can definitely tell that because in the old movie of Kong, they put him in a cargo ship.
Yeah.
But in this new movie, he's too big. He's too big to fit inside a cargo
way too
ship.
Big.
Yeah,
They had to make
Godzilla.
him a ship.
He just decks him right in the face.
Which is, not in my opinion,
It's
pretty
kinda
damn
funny.
cool.
It is. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know that Kong's gonna punch Godzilla a couple times, but Godzilla's just gonna be like, whatever, and then go in the water
fuck
and
you.
then rip him apart. But I mean, that's just me because I hate monkeys. I've always hated monkeys, and I want to see Godzilla just
Kick his
open
ass.
Kong.
Just kick his ass, yeah. Now, see, I'll admit, I don't have that kind of fucking hatred for monkeys, but I just like Nuke Lizard, so fuck you guys.
I love Godzilla
Fuck
so
Monkey
much.
Gang,
I wish I had a
Zilla Gang.
human-sized stuffed animal of the current design of Godzilla, and that would just make my day.
Oh my god.
I don't know if
That
it
would
exists,
be
but I
great.
want
We're
one.
gonna have to chip in.
I want one.
We're gonna have to chip in for this bitch.
David has a question.
I'm
David
just
has a
saying.
question.
Oh, go ahead.
Yep. Let's hear the
Go ahead,
question, David. Well,
How did they get Kong on that cargo ship? Well, so when they got Kong onto that cargo ship, that was the old 1962 version, right?
yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. No. He's right. How did they fucking get him in there? Because again, 104 feet in the film Kong Skull Island, but then in the older
they
version,
tranquilize him,
1962. Well, no. What he's saying is, how the fuck do they get him in there when he's so huge? Because we're saying in the 2017 film, he's too big to fit in a cargo ship. Even though they fit him in a cargo ship in the 1962 version, and he's apparently specifically 148 feet.
It's a big boat.
It's a
A
pretty
big boat, I guess. Yeah, I guess big fucking boat. Fuck it.
We're just gonna
right?
chalk
I
this
don't
up as
know.
a big ass boat.
I mean, like, because even in Skull Island, you could fit him on some sort of carrier. I think. Right?
Yeah,
You could.
I would think you can
don't
get
they
him on a
trank
boat.
them?
No,
They trank
no,
them,
I
don't
think-
they?
No, they don't. They don't
I
trank
could have
him.
sworn. Maybe maybe I'm just
They, I don't remember how they got him onto the boat in the first place. Like, not like
never-
in size, but like, how did they provoke him to get in it? Because they had to provoked him at least.
Are you talking about the 1962 version, or are you talking about
Yeah.
the Kong Skull Island one? Okay, so 1962
really,
version,
but-
what happened is they actually they lured Kong over to one of the giant drawbridges, or one of the giant gates that actually held Kong in on the center of the island by the natives. And fucking what the natives would do is they would string up fucking sacrifices, right? And they would
Right.
draw him over to these drawbridges just to fucking sacrifice because they thought he was a god. So what happens is in the movie they do the same technique but with the girl, and they tranquilize him as he's trying to get to the girl, and then after tranquilizing him, they bring him onto the boat and then bring him over to New York, and that's when that whole scene happens where he breaks the fuck out and he says, "Fuck you guys, I'm going for my pussy," and then he grabs the pussy and he fucking goes up to the top of the Empire State Building.
yeah. King White Knight.
Sounds about right.
okay?
White Knight.
That's all. That's all we need. It's just that.
I mean,
But
it's
anyway.
interesting in this movie. They've got a little girl instead of just a full-sized woman.
I can't wait to see. I really want to
It's
see
kind
it.
of creepy.
Like,
I'm not
I really
want to
watch
It's kind of
it.
creepy.
Well, I mean, it's
Like, bro,
Kong.
big monkey going for underage girl. I mean,
I mean,
I doubt that's what they're suggesting, but
bestiality. What?
this isn't Beauty and the Beast, okay?
yeah, no, we're none of that here.
Okay, so
Fuck
let's have it. Let's have it. Odd. After everything we talked about, who do you think is gonna win?
Oh, I definitely.
If it is versus Kong, Godzilla versus Kong, who's gonna win?
My opinion still stays the same in the beginning. I do think Godzilla is going to win. The dude is just
100%.
that much
He's
better.
too much of a unit. He's
Yeah.
too much of a
He
unit.
is such a unit, dude. He's a chonky thermonuclear
fucking-
lizard. He's gonna
a nuke
beast
unit,
out.
bro.
He's just boom, boom, giant reactor. Godzilla incinerated or Kong incinerated.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kong is. If
But-
it comes down to it, Kong will fucking get nuked. But if my theory is correct, there will be intervention.
Kong, no Kong, Godzilla.
I
all the way.
do.
I think
I
you're right, though.
still
I'm
want to
agreeing with
vouch
you,
for
though.
Kong though, because
100%.
like
I'm pretty sure there's
I like
intervention
Kong.
by a third party, and it's not
Both
by
of
the
them,
humans,
100%.
definitely, because I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they would probably try to take both of them out. But
Oh, for
obviously,
sure.
humans never fucking do shit. Like what
Yeah.
we do in every single one of these Titan movies, we always try to do something and we just fuck it up more. And at the end, we just say, "Fuck it, let them fight." That's
Yeah.
all we
yeah,
do. That's all we
basically,
can do.
yeah.
Let them
We're just
fight.
spectators. Humans are just
Just Nick
Nick
spectators.
Flop
Yeah.
says Godzilla. Yes.
Yeah,
I think it's Godzilla.
Let's go.
I think it's Godzilla, but I also think we're gonna see another one, and they're gonna join forces
For sure.
Pretty sure, yeah. Because again, both of them have the same intelligence level, and I'm pretty fucking sure they would both figure out, fuck, we will both die if we
Yes.
fight in a triangle. Let's fuck
Oh.
this man's.
Yeah.
I bet something else that might happen because we never see in any of the on the trailers, the little girl tries to go to Kong for something in the midst of their fight. So Kong would be losing in the fight, and the little girl shows up, and Godzilla, being as smart as he is, or equal intelligence, would be like, wait a minute, this guy's not as bad as I thought he was, kind of deal.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like he Godzilla kind of witnesses Kong kind of have a soft spot for humans.
Yep. So he just kind of
maybe
lets them go.
I could.
We could,
I could maybe see
yeah,
that.
I could probably see that. Yeah. And
I could see
especially because in King of Monsters, that one dude, I can't fucking remember his name, but the one Japanese guy that's the head of
Yeah.
research on on Mothra, I believe he
Yep.
was.
The Mudas.
Fucking, he was like, yeah, no, he was talking about how he wanted the fucking government to say, hey, you know what? Like, I remember specifically, he said, no, we wouldn't have Godzilla as our pet. We would be his.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. David says
Anyone knows what started
Yeah.
the long war between gods and Kong? Well, that's what the whole theory was. So, if you weren't here for it, my whole theory mixed in with a lot of information from Mantis was that that S though was that
Hold on,
fucking
keep talking. I just heard something.
yeah,
Cat's
you're
getting
good.
in trouble.
Fucking my theory was that for some reason something would fucking come out from the depths of Skull Island, driving Kong away from his own hunting grounds, right?
Yep.
And forcing him out into Godzilla's hunting grounds. And then from that happening, Godzilla would then try to hunt down Kong as Kong would be stepping out of line, kind of like the Hydra in Kong Skull Island. And then Godzilla would fight Kong in his oceanic turf, and being more of like a silverback gorilla, Kong would kind of lose, then be driven back to Skull Island, just to heal because that's his home, right? So what do you do when you get fucked up? You go home.
Yep.
You try to
Yep.
heal, right? And so in the event of Kong going back to Skull Island, Godzilla would then pursue, trying to eliminate the ultimate threat of Kong possibly coming back into his hunting grounds. Then, mixed in with more information that Mantis gave, like, what provoked Kong and all that shit, both would go down into the depths of the earth, right? Go down the fucking holes into the crust where the Titans were kind of quote unquote sleep hiding. And then Godzilla would kind of figure out, oh fuck, there's something else here. And then that's when we go into the whole theory of them working together against a third party Titan. But then, that is a theory. So if it is just purely on Godzilla versus Kong, then it would just be, for some butt-fuck reason, Kong says, fuck you guys, I'm going out to another hunting area, goes into Godzilla's turf, then fucks him up, brings him back to Skull Island. Either they just have a fight and they both come out on top, or Godzilla fucks Kong. That's
one of the two.
Crazy.
Those are the two
I
different
can't wait to
theories.
see what happens.
Two
I
different
really
theories.
can't
Me neither.
wait. I can't wait because I love these movies. But
Okay.
It's yeah.
Well, we're on our 2-hour mark. We did start late today, but I think we're gonna go
Yeah,
ahead
we
and
did.
call it here.
you don't want to mention Resident Evil?
We'll save that for next
Okay,
week.
we'll stay.
Save it for next week.
Yeah.
All right, we'll save it for next week.
Maybe we'll get some gameplay in, and we'll have our own.
Oh, we totally should bring like a trailer up or something.
Oh, for sure.
Because that would be hilarious. Because everyone will understand what we're talking about. That's a good idea.
Oh yeah.
Yep, 100%. All right.
Well, all right. Thank you for joining Odd Talks. This has been fun. Stay tuned for next week, and
Thanks,
have a
everyone.
good weekend.
Goodbye. Have a good time.